Have you ever noticed how easy it is to fall into the same emotional pattern every morning? You wake up, and without thinking, you pick up yesterday's energy, the same thoughts, the same rhythm, the same weight. You move through your day like a version of yourself that feels familiar but not fully alive. It's subtle, not a crisis, not chaos, just that quiet numbness that tells you you're no longer directing the flow. You're just following it. They made you believe that to change your reality, you need to do more. More goals, more effort, more control. That you must force your life into alignment by sheer willpower. But that's the illusion, and it's the one that's been exhausting your spirit. Because the truth is, you're already changing your reality every single day. You just haven't been the one choosing how. Your state, the energy you hold in your body right now, is not a passive background. It's the command center of your experience. Every emotion you carry, every frequency you emit is a signal to the field around you. And that signal is creating your path in real time. But if you don't know how to direct it, something else does. Think of a radio tuned just a little off. There's sound, but it's all noise. The signal's there, but it's distorted. Your energy is the same. If you're not tuned in, you're reacting. You're surviving. You're walking through a life you didn't fully choose, and it becomes easy to mistake that for fate. Science backs this. Bruce Lipton reminds us that our biology is not fixed, it's responsive to our inner environment. Joe Dispenza shows how emotional states activate chemical patterns that alter not just our perception, but our physical timeline. And ancient teachings have always echoed this truth. As within, so without. So if we know our state creates our experience, why do most people still wake up in emotional autopilot? Because no one taught them how to interrupt the cycle. No one showed them how to step off the default path and create a new one every single day. We're not missing motivation, we're missing direction, and that's what we're about to change. In this video, you're going to learn a simple, practical, repeatable method to shift your state consciously in just a few minutes a day. You'll discover how to reclaim your energy and steer your vibration before the world sets it for you. No pressure, no perfection, just presence. So if this message is already waking something up in you, subscribe to the channel and walk this path with me. Let's not let this moment dissolve into another forgotten day. Let's begin. You're already changing realities, but you're not steering. You're already doing it. Every day, every hour, every moment. You're shifting realities. Not in some abstract or mystical way, but in the most practical sense possible. You change your inner state, and the way you experience the world changes with it. Not because the external changed, but because you did. But what if the most powerful truth was hiding where you never thought to look? Have you ever noticed how one small emotion can change the way everything feels? A simple comment can shift your mood. One anxious thought can spiral your day. A few seconds of stillness can expand your entire awareness. You don't need to change cities or jobs or relationships to shift realities. Your frequency is already doing that all the time. Here's the part we rarely notice. Reality doesn't change when your life changes. It changes when you change. Your state, your emotional frequency, is what bends perception. And perception is the lens through which reality forms. You've seen this happen. Wake up angry, and even kindness feels invasive. Wake up calm, and even chaos feels manageable. The external is filtered through the internal, not the other way around. Let me give you a real image. Picture a pair of sunglasses. If the lens is tinted red, everything looks red. It doesn't matter what's in front of you, the tint decides what you see. Now imagine that lens is your current state. Every situation, every interaction, every possibility is being colored by what you're feeling in this moment. That's how you're already creating. And it's not just spiritual metaphor. Neuroscience confirms that your brain constantly filters incoming data based on emotional priming. It decides what to focus on, what to ignore, and how to label what it sees based on how you feel. So even before a single event unfolds, your vibration has already started editing reality. But most people never take the wheel. They feel low and call it truth. They feel anxious and call it intuition. They feel stuck and call it reality. But none of those states are the full truth. They're just temporary vibrations passing through the lens, and if you don't recognize them as such, you'll live as if they are absolute. Pause for a moment. Let that land. You are not your current state, but you are responsible for how long you stay there. So here's the turning point. Once you realize you're already shifting realities, the only question becomes, will you begin steering them? And that's exactly what we'll explore. How to break the emotional autopilot and reclaim your vibrational direction. But before we go there, leave your energy in the field. In the comments below, write one word that captures the energy you want to embody from now on. Maybe it's clarity, maybe it's calm, maybe it's alignment. Whatever it is, let the field feel it. That's your new signal. State over circumstance, the truth they don't teach. Most people spend their lives trying to rearrange their outer world in hopes of finally feeling aligned on the inside. They chase jobs, move cities, shift relationships, sign up for programs, change their hair, their habits, their homes, believing that if they can just fix the conditions around them, they'll finally arrive at peace, clarity, happiness. But what they were never told is that the inner state doesn't follow the external world. It leads it. You don't feel better because life changed. Life changes because you feel better. Let me explain. You can manifest a perfect relationship, but if your internal state is still shaped by old abandonment, you'll sabotage connection or feel unsafe in love. You can get the promotion, double your income, but if your nervous system is used to stress and survival, you'll find a new way to feel behind. The mind will call it reality, but it's not. It's resonance. You're not reacting to what's out there. You're reacting to what's being filtered through your internal signal. That signal is your emotional state. And that state is the vibrational source code from which your experience is being written, moment by moment. Think of a mirror. Not a flat one, but a curved funhouse mirror. If you stand in front of it, what you see is still technically you, but distorted, stretched, twisted, reshaped. That's what happens when your emotional state is misaligned. Reality reflects something back to you, but it's not the truth. It's the distortion caused by your inner curvature. That distortion isn't personal, it's energetic, and it can only be corrected from the inside. You've seen this happen in your own life. Maybe even today. The same situation can feel wildly different depending on how you woke up. You've handled chaos with grace and lost your center in moments of peace. You've misunderstood kindness because you were expecting judgment. You've ignored opportunities because you didn't feel ready. None of that came from the world. It came from the window you were looking through, and no one ever taught you how to clean that window, or even that it was dirty in the first place. But that ends now. Because the truth is, your state is not a reaction. It's a design tool, a creative engine. And once you learn how to work with it intentionally, everything begins to shift. Not through effort or force, but through resonance, through coherence, through alignment. Now we begin the actual transformation. Step 1, interrupt the loop. We're going to uncover how to recognize when your state is running on autopilot, how to disrupt that pattern, and how to create a gap wide enough to invite something new. Ready to shift? The first shift, interrupt the loop. Every morning something subtle happens. Before you check your phone, before your feet touch the ground, before a single thought enters your conscious mind, your body remembers who you were yesterday, not in words, but in feeling. It remembers how stress felt in your chest. It remembers the weight behind your eyes. It remembers the tone of your breath, the tension in your jaw, the rhythm of your thoughts. This is the loop. A non-verbal inheritance passed from yesterday into today, and unless interrupted, it becomes tomorrow's blueprint. This loop isn't just habit, it's identity in disguise. It's the unconscious reactivation of a frequency you never meant to choose, but somehow became loyal to. And the longer you stay inside it, the more it begins to shape your sense of what's possible. The same emotions lead to the same thoughts lead to the same actions, and those actions build a reality that seems fixed, but it's only familiar. That's the trick. It's not truth. It's just what's been repeated long enough to feel like it. But what if you could catch that moment, the exact moment where the loop tries to restart? Here's the process. Tomorrow morning, before doing anything else, pause. Don't move. Don't grab your phone. Just feel. Ask yourself, what's the first emotion trying to wake up with me? Is it tension, numbness, restlessness? Is it a whisper of stress that hasn't even been earned yet? That's the loop. That's the emotional auto-start. It has nothing to do with your current reality. It's simply yesterday's chemistry still echoing through your nervous system. And here's the key. If you can feel it, you can interrupt it. Now visualize this. Imagine your emotional pattern as a train on a track. It's been running for years. Every morning, that train wants to leave the station. Same direction, same speed, same destination. But if you stand on the platform and refuse to board, the train cannot take you with it. That's what interruption feels like. Not force, not control, just awareness and refusal to participate. To do this, try something simple. The moment you notice the loop, take one slow breath in, and on the exhale, whisper to yourself, "This isn't mine today." That phrase alone disrupts the pattern. You're telling your body, gently but clearly, that a new directive is being given, and the field begins to respond. Pause now, breathe, and if you're willing, imagine your nervous system hearing that phrase and softening just a little. Imagine a new day entering before the old one can reclaim you. In the next section, we build on this space you just opened, because interruption creates the gap, but now we choose what to place inside it. We'll dive into the second shift, how to claim the signal that rewrites the rest of your day. Shall we keep going? The second shift, claim the signal. Once the loop has been interrupted, a new space appears, not just mentally, but energetically. It's like silence after noise, stillness after movement. This space isn't just emptiness, it's potential. And here's where most people get lost. They interrupt the pattern, but forget to install a new one. They clear the station, but don't send a new train. And the field doesn't stay neutral for long. Something always fills the space. So the question becomes, what do you want to place there? Claiming your signal is not about pretending to feel something you don't. It's about directing your frequency from the inside out. Not faking peace, but choosing it. Not chasing joy, but tuning to it. Because here's the deeper truth. Emotion is not a reaction. It's a broadcast. You're not just feeling energy, you're sending it. You are the signal. Let me give you a picture. Imagine holding a tuning fork. When you strike it, it vibrates, and any object resonating with that frequency will respond. That's what your energy does to your reality. The thoughts you think, the people you meet, the opportunities you recognize, all of it is shaped by the signal you claim each morning. Not once in a lifetime, every single day. Here's how you begin. As soon as you interrupt the loop, even if just for a breath, place your hand on your chest. Feel your own presence. Then ask yourself, not mentally but emotionally, how do I want to feel today? Ask it gently. Don't rush the answer. Let it rise naturally. Maybe it's clarity, maybe it's steadiness, maybe it's grounded joy. Whatever comes, name it. Speak it into the space you just created. Then breathe as if that state is already within you, because in that moment it is. Pause now. Really feel that. This isn't about controlling every moment of your day. It's about choosing how you meet it. Because when your signal is claimed early, everything that follows must respond to it. The tone of your voice, the speed of your reactions, the posture of your presence. You are not reacting to life, you are composing it. Take a moment now and leave your vibration in the field. In the comments below, write one word, just one, that captures the energy you're claiming right now. Maybe it's depth, maybe it's openness, maybe it's restoration. Whatever it is, write it, anchor it, and let the field carry it forward. Now that the signal is claimed, we'll move into the final shift, the one that makes it stick. In the next section, we'll explore how to turn this moment into a ritual, not a task, but a frequency you return to with devotion. This is where the change becomes real. The third shift, ritualize the direction. You've interrupted the loop, you've claimed your signal, but the most powerful transformation doesn't come from what you do once. It comes from what you return to with intention. That's why the final shift isn't just about practice, it's about devotion. It's about turning this inner work into a ritual, not for discipline, but for direction. You see, your nervous system doesn't change from information. It changes from repetition. The energy field around you isn't listening to what you believe. It's responding to what you broadcast over and over consistently. And this is where most people get discouraged. They expect one breakthrough to rewrite decades of conditioning. But energy doesn't speak in breakthroughs. It speaks in patterns. Let me give you a modern image. Think of your emotional state like a Wi-Fi signal. The first time you try to connect, the signal might be weak, unstable, unfamiliar. But the more often you connect, the more stable it becomes. Eventually, it becomes automatic. You don't have to think about it. The connection is just there. That's what ritual does. It strengthens your emotional signal until it becomes your default frequency. But let's take this deeper. In ancient traditions, ritual wasn't about rules. It was about remembrance. Every movement, every symbol, every breath was a conversation with the unseen. Lighting a candle wasn't just lighting a candle. It was summoning presence. It was telling the body, the soul, the field, I'm here, I choose this. So what's your ritual? It doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be yours. Maybe it's 1 minute of stillness before your feet hit the floor. Maybe it's placing your hand on your heart and repeating your chosen signal aloud. Maybe it's opening a window, letting in light, and anchoring the phrase, today I choose to broadcast peace. Whatever it is, let it be simple. Let it be sacred. And here's the energetic key. Every time you return to the ritual, you tell the field and your body that this is not a temporary shift. This is a new resonance, a new normal, a new directive. And reality, like a river, will begin to bend toward the banks you've chosen. Now we'll bring all three shifts together, not just as ideas, but as a daily portal, a vibrational gateway you walk through every morning. Let's go deeper into the integration now, where the practice becomes presence and the frequency becomes real. Integration, your new daily portal. Now you see it. The loop is no longer invisible, the signal is no longer random, and the ritual is no longer a concept. It's a doorway. These three shifts are not isolated actions. They form a continuum. A living cycle, a vibrational compass that reorients your state each morning before the world writes over it. When brought together, they don't just change your day, they create a new baseline for your reality. Let's walk it once more. You wake up. The old emotional pattern reaches for you, but you feel it now. You pause, you breathe, you interrupt the loop. That alone is power. That alone is awakening. But then you choose, you tune into what you want to carry forward. A frequency, a word, a feeling. You claim it, not as a hope, but as a directive, and then you return to it again and again through ritual, not with pressure, not with guilt, but with presence. This is your new portal, and it's not grand, it's not dramatic, it's not filled with flashing signs or booming voices. It's quiet, it's subtle, it's sacred, and it waits for you every single morning. Pause now and let that settle. You are no longer walking through your life on autopilot. You are choosing your signal. You are designing your frequency. You are stepping into your day as a conscious transmitter. And every person you meet, every challenge you face, every opportunity that arises will meet a different version of you. Not because the world changed, but because you did. This is the real shift. And from here, we bring it home. In the final section, we'll expand on this practice with one final breath of clarity and direction. You've come this far. Now let's anchor it together. Let the field feel you. If you've reached this moment, you didn't just watch a video, you walked through a portal. You stepped through the fog of default emotions. You interrupted the loop. You claimed your signal, and you gave yourself permission to return to it again and again through something sacred and simple. You didn't force a breakthrough. You allowed a shift, and the field felt it. So thank you, truly, for being here. For your energy, for your presence, for walking this path not just for yourself, but for the ripple it creates around you. When you reclaim your state, you give others silent permission to do the same. That's how collective resonance begins, not with noise, but with frequency, with coherence. If this video resonated with you, let us know in the comments. What touched you? What shifted? What called you back to yourself? And if you haven't yet, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and join our community here in Echoes of the Path. Because this is just the beginning. We'll keep walking together. The next video waiting for you carries even deeper layers of insight, of clarity, of transformation. Watch it. Let it meet the version of you that just arrived here. And if there's one truth to take with you today, let it be this: your energy is a language, and the universe listens.